paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe, and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, that's downright refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying. I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Brainstorm Brewery. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is take 2 of the intro. This is much better than the first take. You're just going to have to trust me on that because there's no way our editor would put it in. Welcome into the show. I'm joined by my co-hosts, DJ and Cass. Jason is, something about climbing a mountain in Hawaii right now. He's up to.
He got the one ring. He kept it a secret. He's headed to the nearest volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the nearest volcano? I feel like there's one in like...
Probably not.
Like in Yellowstone or something?
It is safe to say that Hawaii is not the nearest volcano to Michigan.
It's got to be like a Canadian volcano, right?
There has to be some kind of dormant volcano somewhere over
you think
there.
A dormant volcano is going to cut it? You think when that ring hits the stone, it's just going to burst into flame? No.
Is there an active volcano?
You need
like,
the quality lava, Corbin.
Is there flowing lava in
Yeah.
exposed lava in Hawaii right now?
There is a volcano actively flowing lava in Hawaii right now.
Yes.
It's like kind of a big deal.
You think I wouldn't break out the geology for this? You think my bits come unprepared like that?
Jason,
You don't
get a
stay up
picture,
with
please.
current events?
I did not realize that there was an actively flowing volcano in Hawaii. I knew there was a few years ago.
It's the same one. It just does it every couple of years, I think.
Okay. And so we're not talking an active... Like, Jason's not going to get lavaed while he's, like, on the beach or whatever.
There isn't like a Krakatoa, like a in Pompeii situation happening. It's just like a little like gentle ooze.
Okay. Enjoy the gentle ooze, Jason.
Tag yourself. I'm Vesuvius.
Jason, known gentle ooze enjoyer.
Somehow we're going to transition that to Lord of the Rings.
Well, there's a volcano in Lord of the Rings.
The volcano, Corbin.
I was talking about the ooze, though. We moved past the volcano. We were on to Jason's ooze, and I was somehow we had to talk about Lord of the Rings.
Well, you know, when I was in the theater seeing Lord of the Rings, there were a lot of oohs and ahs, so there we go.
Oh, nice work. I like that. That
professional.
Was good. Well, I pre-released over the weekend. I had a good time. I got a collector's box. I did not open the One Ring. Unlike 4 or 5 different people on Twitter.
99% of gamblers quit before they hit it big.
It's true.
Good point.
Just one more box.
No. But here's the thing: like, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. My box, I think, kind of sucked. However, I am happy for the 4 or 5 people on Twitter who opened it. Good for them.
All over the world too. I'm really glad they're spreading the love with the One Ring to rule them all.
There was a little asterisk at the bottom. It said 1 ring per county.
There are some cool hits in the set though that aren't the ring. Not even serialized.
There has to be an authentication process for Wizard, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm sure that WotC spoke to grading companies to be like, "Hey, here's how you're going to identify the ring." Like, there's no way they didn't work with them on that, right?
Yeah, like I don't know if it's it's a one of one. They could have done whatever they wanted. They could have put a freaking like chip into it for all we know, right? If not just some kind of printing on the card, right? That
you know, who should have put a microchip in the ring for tracking purposes? Sauron, honestly. If you just like put a chip in there, he'd know where it is. He could just pull up his GPS and be like,
it doesn't have to be GPS. You could
it's in the Shire.
Like if you get your animals chipped or whatever.
Yeah. Why didn't he just Apple tag it? Moron.
Yeah, idiot.
Gandalf should have used the Eagles. Sauron should have used Apple Tracker.
They should have used Find My Ring. Find My Ring of Power.
Well, it's the ring to find them all, right? It's the ring you use to find the other rings. It is the Apple Tracker.
Oh. Well, it's still out there, as near as we can tell.
Yeah. There are some theories about where it might be, which is in gift bundles coming out in July.
Well, what's the theory behind it?
I think there was a Reddit post that enough people found compelling that it's causing actual market movement, which is that WotC wouldn't put it in a collector box. Collector's just going to throw them in their closet. They'll put it in the gift bundle so it gets gifted to somebody and opened. And people are paying almost double what they're supposed to for collector, or gift bundles rather, right now because of that, I think. I don't really know if that's the reason or if people are just crazy, but...
It's Ode to the Gatewatch Fat Packs all over again.
Oh,
honestly.
Good comparison, yeah.
Yeah.
For people who don't remember, those were the half art lands.
No, they were full art.
Full
It
art,
came
the
with a
full
brick of
art,
full
okay.
arts.
Including Waste, right? I think that was the
Yeah.
shtick.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, the One Ring's still out there, so you know, do what Wizards want you to do, which is go buy all of it.
Do a consume.
What if there
Engage
is
in
no One Ring?
capitalism.
What if they didn't put it?
You see this
Well-
shirt I'm wearing? This gorgeous pink, well-fitting shirt with Jason Vraska on it. I did a capitalism, and I built a podcast so that I could get free clothing. That's, I mean, like, you can't do that. You can't.
You're
build a
getting free
podcast.
clothing?
It's the only shirt I wear.
How do I get in on this? I'll start a podcast if I have to.
I'll start a competing podcast right now.
Yeah. I don't need you guys. You need me.
Brainstorm Brewery.
Brainstorm
Yeah.
Aristocrats. Cartel Brewery, something like that.
Ooh,
I'm just
let's get a little bit brand synergy going on. Yeah,
MTG
yeah.
Slow Finance.
MTG finance at a pace that is reasonable.
MTG Finance over 45 minutes, but fast minutes.
The cast formerly known as Brainstorm Brewery. And then you spell it with, no, the cast formerly. Yeah, it's just
Yep,
the cast.
uh-huh.
CASS.
Yes, I made that joke months ago, DJ.
Do you,
You got there.
This is an aside, a total tangent. Do y'all remember Fast Jund from Reed Duke? I talk about this all the time. There was a Channel Fireball video forever ago where Reed Duke comes on and he's like, "Hey guys, today we're playing Fast Jund." And he just like cut a land for an extra 2-drop or something. That was the only change he made to the deck. And every time he would like have a good start, he'd be like, This is Fast Jund. This is why we play Fast Jund." And it was the most Giga Chad thing possible. Just like, yeah, this is Fast Jund. I cut a land for an extra creature so you can really get fast with it.
Look, when you have to make your 45th Jund video in the span of 2 months, you've got to come up with something. Okay,
No shade. I respect it.
Yeah, if you have a shtick, say, and I'm not no shade here. Say you're a Nikachu on a Merfolk content creator. Sometimes you just have to play things that you know are not very good, so that you can put a title into your next video, and then everyone can watch and see that it's not good. This is how like it works. Yeah, almost every variation of things that could be tried have been tried thanks to that. So there's value there. It's cool. But yes, also, what are you gonna do? You got to play it up.
Fast Jund.
Bastion.
Something that didn't get played up this weekend was the CEDH tournament in Baltimore. I was there. I was really excited to get some crazy judge stories. I was hoping for some
Mana
nasty
bullying.
collusions. I wanted some collusion soap opera drama. I wanted counterfeit cards to be found in the top 8 and upsets to be had and people to be tossed out of the standings. And I didn't hear about any of it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. But if you know that about things that happened at the CEDH 1K,
DJ's desperate for drama.
I just
Please,
I
a single
want-
morsel. One disqualification, please.
DJ, I had some friends who were playing EDH at my shop who said that they got a demonic consultation Thassa's Oracle on turn 3 in a generic EDH night game when the players didn't tell them they were playing CDH. Is that good enough for you?
that's the best thing to happen. That just means you get to play another game without that person.
Well, it does. Yeah, like it's pretty. I mean, the in response to all of the comments we're sure to get, I did think it was kind of funny. My buddy was like, "Who does that?" And I was like, "Every CDH player."
Yeah, it's kind of like
That's a
if you have a CDH and you're not gonna roll up to the LGS at least once a quarter just to like smurf some people. Like, what are you doing?
I'm just saying it.
You gotta feel
It
big
happens
somehow.
in that instance more, but maybe it's because of EDH, not CDH, right? You don't have modern tournaments per se where people just get rolled and they're like, "Who brought a tier 1 deck to F&M?"
They do all the time. Actually, it's like who brings Hammer to F&M? It's like
slightly. I did have a rager about net decks back in the day, but
do you remember net decking rants? Like MTG Salvation had 50 threads about that a week.
They still exist on Facebook. They migrated.
It's just not as much anymore. Okay, we're mostly over it. But yeah, no. When I started,
no. But finding it is like finding an Aztec ruin. When you find an active Facebook thread about like, can you believe this person is playing Infect with pump spells? They're breaking the spirit of the game. They're trying to end the game on turn 3. Turn 3, you guys. And then somebody's in the comments like, my life gain deck will easily take care of them. Like,
I had some of those people in real life who just actually would rage in the store out loud about people net decking. Like, I've seen it in real life. I can't say it doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist as much anymore. So what does exist though, and we're all lucky it does, is Coalesce Apparel and Design. And this is basically for everyone playing along at home. What I just did, that was a massive ad read. You can see DJ's shirt there. Anyways, go check out Coalesce Apparel and Design, generous sponsor of this podcast. Use the gift code Brainstorm Brewery. We really appreciate it. All right,
I cannot express enough that it is an infinite money glitch in real life. You can buy an infinite number of shirts and save. It doesn't cap. There are some discount codes that cap. They freeze the amount of money you can save because they figured it out. They're like, oh, we don't want this person to save $6,000 in their $1 million purchase, but like you can with Coalesce. You can save that much money by buying their entire inventory.
If you need a bunch of shirts for
it works on any shirt,
event,
any sticker, any apparel, any hat.
You want people to show up to your event at your LGS, get some Coalesce apparel, do some giveaways. People love free stuff, and
I was in Baltimore this weekend. And it's like 30% of people are wearing a Coalesce shirt, which means that like only 70% of people are making the wrong choice, which is...
The market saturation still has a ways to go. How about that?
And not to mention, the new style of the summer is to wear multiple t-shirts, like 4 or 5 of them, to make sure no body heat escapes, because like, it's rough out there. Yep, so, maybe get 6 Coalesce shirts, and if it starts getting a little warm, you take off one of them. And then, if it gets cold again, you put it back on.
You wrap it around your face to prevent the smog from getting in.
And just to further this a little bit more, in order to generate the money to start your infinite money glitch, you're going to get money from Breaking Bulk.
Breaking Bulk time. Breaking Bulk time. Break.
Oh, yeah, Breaking Bulk. There's so much good stuff.
It's a pick. Breaking Bulk. The end.
Ooh, lawless.
Zero to hero.
Flawless. All right, I'll go first. I have a Phyrexia All Will Be One Black Uncommon.
Is it Shieldred's Edict?
It is Shieldred's Edict. The DJ wasn't going to get it. I'll stand by that.
What?
That's like the only good Black Uncommon from that set.
I know.
She got me by like a second or two.
No way to know.
This card kills Merit Lage super hard.
Yes, it does. This card's cool. It's also one of like 2 or 3. I guess there's 3 cards in the set now that are worth picking it uncommon. The Edict, Tivar's Stand, the green hexproof card, and the new Demolition, Gleeful Demolition that makes Goblin. What I don't remember. Is that the Boros? That's not the Boros Convoke deck, but
it's Hogak. Boros Convoke.
Okay, there you go. So that's the other one worth pulling now. That wasn't worth pulling when the set first came out necessarily. So yeah, that's the set you're likely to have around.
Yeah, I think that card makes me sad because it's like the 5th card in a line of cards that make actual Diabolic Edict unplayable.
Yeah, there's a little bit of just stop kicking him, he's already dead going on.
Yeah,
but like to be fair, what was the one with flashback or whatever?
Chainer's Edict?
Chainer's is a sorcery.
Yeah, it's a sorcery.
Yeah, I know, but like they've been playing around on the like improving it for a very long time.
I mean, it wasn't until Liliana's Triumph there was one that was actually better.
That was the first. not side grade.
That's
You got there's like the
That's
split
true.
second one too.
Split second one is 3 mana.
No, it's
think.
2. I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
It's from Modern Horizons 2. Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking of the -4/-4 card that's 3 mana.
Yes.
That's from Time
Yeah,
Spiral. Yeah.
All right,
All right.
I've got one that Corbin will not get. I mean, he's just a moron. There's no like. This is a card from Core Set 2021. Corbin's memory doesn't go back that far. This is
Probably
a pick
not.
that his tiny little bearded brain is never gonna get. It's just like you ask him a jumpstart card, and he's like, "Is that from the
You're doing
Clue
so
set?"
much setup here.
This
I
better
have
be good.
I have a black rare from Core
Oh.
Set 2021.
Is it Thieves Guild Enforcer? Is that from that set?
I think you have the right set, but that is not the card.
I love that
and
card.
This is a creature. It is a creature though.
Nighthawk Scavenger.
That's
No.
from Zendikar.
That's a. Yeah, that's.
Or Scavenger? No.
Nighthawk Scavenger is a rare from Zendikar Rising.
Okay, cool. Isn't there like a zombie lord in this set?
That isn't it.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. Core 21 is just like a black hole in my memory.
Hooded Blightfang is the Death Touch tribal, or Death Touch themed little snake. It's 3 mana. It's a 1/4. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then all of your creatures have Death Touch to Planeswalkers, or all of your creatures with Death Touch have Death Touch to Planeswalkers.
That's kind of
yeah.
sick.
The extended art for this is like $2. So I find this one in bulk rares all the time. People just look. I mean, Core Set 2021 was good. It had Ugin, it had Azusa, it had Crucible of Worlds, it had Grim Tutor, it has.
Was that Vampire set?
Crazy.
What about Core?
No.
What?
Was that the Vampire set or was that Core 20?
Core 20 was Vampires because that had the Sorin that
Yeah,
is
alright.
3 mana.
Core 20 was the really broken one.
Yeah.
Following
Has
the
a chromatic
tradition of
orrery and
M10.
stuff.
Yeah, and it's just a nice little casual snake card that you sell on TCG Direct for $2. The non-extended art one is less. You probably only get like 50 cents to $1 on that one, but it's still just one of those cards that is not really a commander staple. It's not something you see in any competitive format. It just sneaks under the radar, and so when somebody keyword searches Death Touch and just starts adding things to their cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cass, what do you got?
I have a water type card from Crown Zenith. It is a rare. Not
Squirtle.
from the trainer gallery.
Oh, Blastoise.
Okay, not Blastoise. DJ, you got any guesses?
Corsola?
Unfortunately, you're both wrong. It's actually
Brawler.
Brawler is a deep cut.
That's a fighting type, isn't it, though?
It's water fighting, I think. Or no, maybe it doesn't become water until it evolves. It's water fighting and then it becomes ice fighting.
I actually know about the
Ice.
trainer galleries because Ben told me about them. That's
I think
I got a little
Abominable's
bit of knowledge here.
Ice fighting, though. Anyways, it's Kyogre. Card was 50
That's a
cents
bulk.
at the
That's
start
a
of
break
June.
bulk?
It was 50 cents at the start of June, and now it's like $5 or $6.
Okay.
It's seeing play in the Chien Pao EX decks. So if you got Crown Zenith bulk, go on ahead and pick that out of there. And then for my real breaking bulk, I'll wait for Corbin to be back from fist fighting his dog.
Oh, Corbombles would evolve. Yeah, that makes sense. But also, come on.
For my real breaking bulk, for my magic one, it is a green Modern Horizons 2 uncommon.
Tireless Provisioner.
Tireless
Foods.
Provisioner.
Ooh. No?
No, I got you on that one, DJ. Come on,
Yeah.
give me another one.
I thought I had the layup.
I was saying it.
Were you?
Corbin, she said no.
Yeah, it's not Tireless Provisioner.
Yeah,
The
no.
game is still afoot.
The Storm Life Gain card.
That's Horizons 1, but good guess. And it's a common.
Man, I don't know what's
Is it
in
like
Horizons 2.
Is it like Seek the Horizon or something? Is it like a land?
Nope.
Like
I'm gonna.
land sorcery?
It's not. I'm gonna call y'all stumped. It's Scurry Oak.
Oh, I know that
Wasn't
card.
wasn't
It goes
this one
infinite with-
recent?
It is, but it's worth picking out of your bulk. It's like
No. Like, wasn't this
No,
a recent spreadsheet card?
I listened to a recent episode, okay, where you asked the same question about a card being recent. And I
Yeah.
asked you then, What defines recent?
I'm
You
fine
said
going
3
by
months.
whatever I said then.
I know you said 3 months. It's not a test. You said 3 months. All right.
Yep.
So I got the spreadsheet open. Scurry Oak last picked by me, January 30th.
Oh yeah. Also, the card is like finally good now too. Like
Clean.
It goes infinite with Rosie Cotton from Lord of the Rings. Safe.
Yeah, that card's sweet. It also, it goes infinite in, I guess it was historic maybe, where it got really good. With Innkeeper, Prosperous Innkeeper.
Yeah. I think
Whenever
that's
a
the one, yeah.
creature, and then something else. But yeah, it was like a good deck. You could like it all collected, companied, and all stuff.
But now
into
Rosie
it.
Cotton does the whole thing by herself with it. So
All right, well, speaking of that, yeah, I mean, let's move into that. Lord of the Rings is a direct modern set. A lot of the cards, however, seem to be directed towards Commander. I played with the Ring Tempts You over the weekend. And I'm not going to say it was good or bad. It just was not a modern mechanic. It's a limited mechanic, and even then, it's not a particularly like it's not as impactful as Monarch or Initiative or anything like that. It just gives your creatures. It just staples a little bit of value onto your creatures. That said, I had no problem with it. I thought it was cool. I used my wedding ring to denote my ring bearer. It was a good time. But it doesn't necessarily
Corbin trying
mean
to
that any of
flex
this...
on the listeners there. Casual.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for sure.
I mean, I did that too. It's just the correct play if you have a wedding ring.
I agree. Well, the
will
point
say-
is, though, the point is, it's got a lot going on maybe for limited, but does it matter for modern?
Probably not. But I mean, to go back to limited for 1 second,
Yeah.
I think it is one of the more deceptively good limited mechanics because there's just a lot of little things that matter for it. The most notable to me is making the creature legendary.
Yeah, I came across that one as well.
Yeah. I won a game because I made my 2/2 Vigilance creature legendary and it could block a Balrog. Because the Balrog can only be blocked by legendary creatures.
Oh.
It shall not pass.
Yeah. And like
Cannot pass.
it's bit of a Bernstein situation.
They made a video with Elijah Wood clarifying that. I don't know if you all saw this.
Corbin, if you can call my machine a Roka, I can torment you with this for the rest of your life.
I'm not calling it a Roka. And
It's
never
also
will.
called a Roka.
Yeah, DJ said, if you can call my machine a Roka. I'm not, and I never will. It's a Roku. Everyone knows that. Moving
TV
right
on
along.
them things now?
I don't know if you all saw, but they had a whole series of ads across Instagram and other social media, I'm sure, with the actors, the original cast from Lord of the Rings, with some cool videos, with some of the stuff basically like that. Being it's in the book, it cannot pass. It was really cool. Like A+ Wizards for the advertising.
Have I talked about Sean Astin on this podcast before and how he was the sexiest member of the Fellowship in those movies?
I mean, that seems to be true to me, but go on.
Everyone's like geeking about Aragorn and Legolas and all those people. Samwise was the only actually attractive man in that series. He would take such good care of you. That's all I'm saying.
That's a hot take, hot enough for an active volcano that Jason is currently in.
What's the Merry and Pippin hate here?
They're fine, but they're not like they're cute, but they're not hot. I don't know. Something about Sean Astin. Like I could just see him flipping
Play
burgers
football.
on the grill.
You could see him playing football.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? You could also see him like being a good dad, maybe like a replacement, like a
Well-
stepfather type figure.
I'm like 99% sure he played the dad in that one season of Stranger Things, like the dad who stepped up, and he was hot there too.
That was what I was going for. Yes.
Yeah. I'm not the stepdad. I'm the dad who stepped up. That's Sean Astin. This is now a dad appreciation podcast. And you know what? Yesterday was Father's Day.
It was. Happy Father's Day to me.
Topical.
Okay, so we had this conversation yesterday. Father's Day is the only holiday is one of the only holidays that scales poorly into late game.
Tell me more.
Because no one cares when you're like
Like you
60.
can have 7 kids, you only get one Father's Day.
Oh, I see.
I mean, isn't the same true for Mother's Day?
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
they're both they both have bad late
Well,
game.
what about Grandparents' Day?
Like Christmas scales really well because if your parents get divorced a lot, you get more Christmases.
Well, if your parents get divorced a lot and then remarried, you get multiple you have to do multiple Father's Day, and so it scales negatively.
Okay, but listen, what if? But don't you get more gifts if you have more kids?
No, because the only gift you actually get is from your wife.
They all like pool their efforts to get a gift.
Yeah, they get you a card and like a new spatula for the grill.
Yeah.
You like a new spatula?
That's the thing about becoming a father. I can't speak from experience, but I feel like the moment you become a father, your expectations of everything about the way you're treated gets a little bit lower. Can we confirm, Corbin?
I mean, we have an emote in our Discord channel that is my face immediately after Ben projectile vomited all over me. So you do lower some expectations about some stuff. Speaking of shit, I would say speaking of shit, it's all of the box toppers I opened and all the other cards I opened. I opened a box topper in my collector box and found out that it was either worth $450 or $1.
Well, it wasn't worth $450 because you got it as your box topper. The only ones that are that expensive are the Surge foils, which are as rare, if not a little bit more rare, than serialized cards.
That's what I learned. And then I said, what the hell is a Surge foil? So then I looked up the Surge foils and found out that, in fact, I had the $1 version of it.
The Surge foils look notably worse than the Warhammer ones.
They do. I opened a Great Henge, actually, and sold it for quite a bit of money.
Nice.
But they just look worse than the Warhammer ones by like a lot.
If you compare Commander Legends etched foil to Strixhaven etched foil, this is the same thing where the Surge foils from the Warhammer set cover the entire card. They're much more akin to Pokemon or extra foils from other TCGs. And,
they're gaudy, but not in a bad way.
I was using a lamp to try to tell if there was a Surge foil in front of my face, and
not a good
it took
sign.
me about 10 seconds to be, oh, yep, there's that little thing in the corner. This is confirmed a Surge foil. Still not buying it, but
I didn't even open any. So
skill diff.
It really was. I won the pre-release. I didn't even have no luck.
You used your luck winning the pre-release.
I guess that
like
was
a fool.
Skill.
See, I played one round of my pre-release and then left for a dinner reservation, and that's why I opened a Surge foil.
Yeah, that's a good play always. So what I mean, on this note though, what do we think is going to matter from this set, whether it's for Modern or anything else? Like what do you?
The elephant in the room is the 2-drop
soul
creature
rings
with flash, right?
Yeah, Bowmasters is like the level 0 answer. Like people are crazy about Bowmaster, but there's other hits in the set that are very strong cards. Like the One Ring was being played in Tron in Baltimore, and it was doing quite well in the side events.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact I found out about the One Ring. The extended art version of it is only available in the sample collector booster packs.
Correction.
Please correct me.
So any card in the set that doesn't have a Fellowship Showcase foil frame, like the circle frame, any rare, the extended art foils of it only come in the 2-card sample packs. So, for example,
There you go.
Dawn of a New Age, right? It doesn't have a Fellowship Showcase version. So you can open regular versions, foil versions, and full art versions in collector boxes, but you can't open full art foils in collector boxes only in the 2-card sample packs. Which is cool, and awesome.
I don't want to read a textbook to understand.
No, my brain doesn't work that way. Like
collectability.
I'm like not an auditory learner. I just can't even process when it's just like, nope.
Yeah, I mean,
this
it's nonsense.
This sucks.
On the other hand, Nazguls being worth money is cool and makes sense. We probably should have called that better. 9 different artworks for a card people are going to want all 9 versions of, and like the differences matter to people for reasons.
I didn't know that people would care.
The Nazguls are pretty fucking cool as far as the lore goes.
I agree.
Aren't they just like, Mom, we have Dementors at home?
Well, the thing about Nazguls is they were created like 100 years before Dementors.
I get it, but like...
also, like it's like the Chad Tolkien versus the Virgin, Rowling. Like, no one cares about Dementors.
I agree.
But like, what makes they functionally are the same, right?
No. Also not in the lore either. You really swung and missed on this one, DJ.
Mm-hmm. But at least you swung. If Jason were here, he'd say it was better to have not swung and missed. But I don't agree. Good for you. But also, the Nazgul kind of suck.
They're not good, but they're cool.
Like, that was kind of my thing. Like, persistent petitioners, when you have 1 million of them, it does something. Rats does something. The dwarves, I guess, does something. The zombies, where you can have a bunch of whatever the 1-drop one is, having a bunch of them does something. The Nazgul just suck.
The thing about the Nazgul, though, is the reason there's 9 of them is it's lore accurate. Like, people care about that stuff.
I guess so. Like, will they care enough for these cards to still be worth $10 in foil?
Probably not, but like,
probably
maybe.
Not, yeah. But I opened one. I didn't realize it was a $10 foil, so it's good to know.
The thing about it being 9 different artworks for an uncommon means that like you actually have to open a real amount of product to get one of each.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah.
So
I cannot imagine the velocity on these is going to be super high though, compared to something like Rat Colony.
Yeah. No, definitely not. Like they probably sell like one set across all 9 artworks like a day on most platforms.
And anyone who wants them is going to have them.
Yeah.
No, that's fine because you know what? They're still good breaking bolts.
True.
But yeah, no, I'll be honest. I don't know. I mean, I'm curious. We'll see over the next couple weeks what hits Modern. And I do have to note that exactly 5 weeks from now is a Modern Pro Tour in Barcelona. So it's been a long time since it's been a Modern Pro Tour. The last one was in Barcelona in 2019, which was won by Tron.
The thing about...
been a minute.
The thing about Pro Tours is, like, you get so much concerted effort from the very best minds in the game that, like, new decks actually do get created, even in a format like Modern that's pretty well explored.
Mm-hmm.
I would
or
not
they
be
get broken.
Right.
Like, if you look at Amulet Titan in whatever year, with first time around, Justin Cohen, I think, got second or won the Pro Tour with the deck that Sam Black had helped build. And that was, like, Amulet Titan had been a deck. And, like, ironically, the story goes, a player that got caught cheating was doing so well with Amulet Titan that the pros were like, is there something here? We should look into this. And then they found out that the deck actually is broken, and they might not have looked if not for the person cheating with it, who was not actually playing a broken version of the deck, was just a cheater.
He was also cheating in the funniest way possible, because he played one Simian Spirit Guide so that he could turn 1 kill when he palmed his opening 7.
Yeah, so there's a palm.
And people were like, why is he playing 1 Simian Spirit Guide? That's like the weirdest number of that card. That's like the biggest red flag.
Red common, actually.
Yeah, there we go. But like, that concerted effort is going to make it so that, like, someone's going to break something. I wouldn't be surprised if we see multiple pros on archetypes that have never been seen before. Like, just this week, Matt Nass posted a deck list that played 1 Lotus Field, Abundant Harvest, and, like, Amulet of Vigors, and Belchers with the Zendikar lands. Like, he top 4'd a challenge with it. And, like, Matt Nass is probably just goofing around testing for the PT.
That's about the most Matt Nass thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, who knows if it's good, but, like, he top 4'd a challenge with a deck that played 1 real land.
No, I get that, because for people who aren't following along with those cards, Abundant Harvest allows you to go get your land, right?
Any land in your deck, so you play 1.
Yeah, so you get your land, so you're guaranteed to get your Lotus Field, and then you have your Zendikar lands or whatever, so you actually can make land drops, which is how the Belcher decks have worked. But the Abundant Harvest to go get the Lotus Field is a nice little tick. I wonder if there's a way to actually break the Lotus Field when it comes in. You mentioned Amulet of Vigor.
There's Amulet of Vigor. I think there was some number of untap effects too, like Twiddles maybe, but the plan seemed to be play
Storm.
Yeah, plan seemed to just be play Lotus Field and win that turn. Which honestly, like,
well, you're right. The point is,
for a bit.
The point is, there's going to be a lot of this.
Yeah.
Now the top 8 is still likely to be some version of an Izzet deck and a scam deck and 2 creativity decks. I suspect there's going to be a lot of pros on creativity. But there will hopefully be some breakthroughs, so it'll be fun.
There are like 4 cards in Lord of the Rings that could go in Hammer Time, and I'm not sure which ones are supposed to.
I am curious about that. The 3-drop that gives the abilities of Sigarda's Aid, where you can equip for free. But I think it also allows you to take equipment out of your graveyard or something, right? But it costs 3 mana. That's the one that's going to be really interesting to see if it makes a dent. Speaking of creativity, that's an older card, and Archon of Cruelty, I think, is still the win condition, and that card's pretty good.
So let's talk about creativity for a second. This is one of a few cards. I mean, it's a very iconic sort of rags to riches story. It was in many a bulk mythic bin, and then a lot of players picked it out of the bulk mythic bin when it spiked to 8, spiked to 12, spiked to 20. Yeah. Now it's 30. It is on a climb. It's sort of the Tarmogoyf of its era, a little bit of an extreme comparison, but like it is the bulk rare that made it. And it has no printings besides that pre-release promo and itself. And there's not a ton of products coming out that we have announced through the rest of the year where this card fits. Over the past couple years, we've been very, very heavy on, with our picks of the week, we've been very cautious and trepidatious of like, this could get reprinted at any second. We have all these things coming out, Double Masters 2022, the wave of Secret Lairs, all the Commander Legends, all the different kinds of Commander product, all this stuff. And if Indomitable Creativity is not in Commander Masters, which like it could be, but if it's not already, it's not. If it's not locked in as of a year ago, it's not going to be in it. We have Lord of the Rings, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Wilds of Eldraine, and Doctor Who through the next 6 months. So,
not a lot of modern cards, huh?
I don't know a lot about Doctor Who, but I feel like Indomitable Creativity fits the Inspector Gadget aspect of Doctor Who.
Thematically, it does.
I'm just saying, it's confirmed. I confirmed it.
It is the kind of card that fits thematically, but it's a very weird gameplay mechanic.
Right. To
include in a commander deck, and then you have to be an artifact deck, and then there's a whole, like, other litany of requirements for that. So, this is sort of just an early PSA in terms of, with your modern staples coming into Barcelona, I think it is worth noting the lack of reprint avenues that certain cards have coming into the second half of this year. And even just with Modern Horizons staples, yes, Modern Horizons 2 and the sort of premier elementals have seemingly infinite supply because of just how much of this product has been opened and exported. But like that will dry up. We are approaching we are at the 2-year mark of Modern Horizons 2 really. And we're going to start seeing a lot of these modern staples just pushing these crazy $70 prices, I think, that we had from a few years ago, where it's like, Scalding Tarn's $100. Can you just reprint it already? I think that we have reached that sort of point, the tipping point for a lot of these modern staples that don't have, that haven't had reprint avenues up until now.
I think you're on with that, because the Pro Tour is at the end of July. I think they might be trying to push standard this fall because they announced that they're going to be doing more of that, blah, blah, blah. But you're going to have a lot of people looking at modern for the first time in a minute with this. And it's not just about what the players, the 300 to 400 people at the Pro Tour are buying or whatever. It's about the metagame that comes out of that and everyone rushing to buy those decks. So yeah, creativity just looks good. Creativity's 30. I mean, look, Archon of Cruelty is only 10, maybe, and that's a mythic for Modern Horizons 2 as well.
Yeah, and Modern Horizons 2 has, I cannot stress this enough, so much supply. And Ragavan, there's been some reprint pressure relieved on certain cards. Ragavan has gotten its little Multiverse Legends thing. It's not what it used to be. Force of Negation, certainly not what it used to be. We've had, Mishra's Blob was no longer $40, all that stuff. But, like, there are still decks in the format that have cards where supply is a big problem. I mean, like Steel Shaper's Gift is a cute one.
The kind of cards that I think about a lot, actually, for this are cards that go in lots of different decks that also have a supply crunch. I don't know if this is still a good example of this, but I remember the last time there was a big modern spike, Engineered Explosives was a good example because it only had Fifth Dawn and Modern Masters at the time. I'm sure there's been more since. And it got up to like $50 because every deck was just like playing 1 to 3 in their sideboard, and so everybody needed a copy.
And
so you're looking for stuff like that.
I recently found my playset of those and was very sad to find out they're now $12.
Yeah.
I think the 2023 analogous to that is Boseiju.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boseiju is from Kamigawa. We all know how much Kamigawa got opened, and Boseiju is still a $30 card that sometimes buy lists for $30 to $32. Like,
it exports to everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world wants it, including us. And so, like, half the ones that have been opened in the U.S. are no longer in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that card's ever.
Things like Flusterstorm, that's a modern legal card.
Yeah.
I think the lands, the general just watching the motion of the Chalkland, Fetchland cycles prices in Modern is also very interesting. So that's another place to look with, like, in regards to like triomes and stuff like that haven't that may be in a different part of the sort of the cycle.
Not to mention the enemy fetchlands are still just like really cheap, and it's kind of thing that if you just want them, just grab them sooner than later. Just get them and have them.
Yep. If you're planning on playing any sort of competitive format where they're legal,
Right.
just get your set and keep them until you sell out of the format.
Scalding Tarn and Breeding Pool are the same price, and it's just really odd. So,
I mean,
like, really weird.
That's crazy to think about.
The original printing of Scalding Tarn is $22. The Gate Crash printing of Breeding Pool is $23. The Dissension one is $30.
Mercy.
Yeah, it's an interesting world we live in. About that.
And in the wake of the Modern Pro Tour, I would just expect a lot of Modern Horizons 2 stuff to be in the top 8, of course, and you can also keep an eye on the prices of that sealed product. Just as a back pocket thing, just as using it as a litmus test for
that's a good point.
The expected value of the set. If you have I'm not saying to go out and buy boxes of it. I'm saying that if you have boxes, knowing when a product reaches the tipping point to become crackable can be very important.
Well, it's also, even if you don't have boxes but think you might be interested in boxes, if you see a bunch of cards spike, it tangibly changes the value of it. You maybe be able to pick some up. I don't know the supply issue, right? So I'm not saying you're going to make money on it or anything like that. But hey, it might be if it's all Modern Horizons 2 and the prices are pretty good, there are worse boxes to crack. Like, for instance, my Lord of the Rings collector box.
Sure.
No one likes a bad beat
I forgot
story.
to mention to you all, we were talking about the rings earlier, the biggest reason that they're all fake. That the one ring is in the collector box I haven't bought yet.
Correct. I was in the store over the weekend, and we were handing out boxes, people were buying them, and there was one that like dropped to the floor, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh, I have an emotional attachment to this box now. What if the One Ring's in it? So I had to buy it to satiate my lizard brain.
There you go.
It was not a good box. It's fine. I you win some, you lose some.
Speaking of winning, let's hear from our latest sponsor. Brainstorm Brewery is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for the family jewels. The Performance Package is the ultimate hygiene bundle. Join over 8 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. We have 20% and free worldwide shipping if you use the code BSB. You'll get the Performance Package 4.0. It's really a game changer. Inside the package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, as well as a gift of Performance Boxer Briefs and a travel bag. This is everything you need if you are traveling and want to take care of yourself just a little bit better than maybe you have in the past. Manscaped has all of the tools for you. Join over 8 million people worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. We have 20% and free worldwide shipping if you use the code BSB.
Pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
All right, as always, before we get out of here this week, it is time to give you all our picks. Cassie, you were tucking yours up. You've been deep in Lord of the Rings over the weekend. Pricing, I was playing, doing a little pre-releasing, but you were on the pricing end of it, so we'll let you lead off here. What are you looking at for pick of the week?
My pick of the week is Delighted Halfling from Lord of the Rings. Now, there's sort of a caveat to this pick. I wouldn't purchase it right now. I wouldn't make it my pick right now. Because the prices will drop a little bit as the general public gets more access to the set, as your average backpack grinder can list cards on TCG Player. There's a race at the bottom, but keep an eye on that card because it is stronger than it looks, in my opinion.
I think it's good.
I think it's going to see play in both Modern and Legacy, and obviously Commander. It's a Cavernous Souls on a creature. You can Green Sun Zenith for it. You can Court of Calling for it into turn, untap, play your Yawgmoth. I think like $5-6 is the number where I'm super happy to buy into this card. And I wouldn't go super deep on them, but like get your playset. I think you will be upset if you don't get your playset and it turns out to be as good as I think it is.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Absolutely. All right, I can go next. I'm looking at a Kamigawa Neon Dynasty card. And this is going to be, I just want to make sure it's not been picked already here. It has not. This is going to be Tom Bombadil, really. But the Kami War from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
yeah.
5-color saga. I had to look at what it actually does here. It does a lot, so bear with me. It's a 6 mana total, but
Chapter 1, Fireside Chat with Corbin Hostler.
Chapter 1. Exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls.
Oh, is this the Hobby Lobby voice? I like it.
Chapter 2. Return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then each opponent discards a card. Chapter 3. Exile this saga, then return it transformed. And the backside, Okugachi Made Manifest is all colors. It's a 6/6 flying trample. When it attacks, defending player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard, return it to your hand. Your Okugachi Made Manifest gets plus XO where X is mana value. That is a lot of words, but the point is people are building 5-color sagas because of Tom Bombadil, and this is starting to spike because of it. If you can still get them for the $2 or $3, you're doing well because it's going to be $10 here before too long. It's a mythic at a Kamigawa.
We have similar ideas, Corbin. We are brothers in arms for our picks of the week. I think mine's a little better though, because mine goes in decks that are not just Tom Bombadil. It is a generic card that is reaching its point of not having any more supply, just sort of being left in the bins. Setessan Champion is finally $5, and it will be more.
This card's cool.
This is a card we all wondered, why is this only $1? Why is this only $2 for the longest time? It is finally $5, and I don't think it is stopping now. It is a constellation creature that just draws you. It's an Enchantress, and it's better than Enchantress sometimes because it's just whenever they enter the battlefield. So you replenish, gets real silly. Any sort of flickering effects, any sort of copying enchantment effects, any sort of just resolving regular enchantment effects, just draws you cards. The little +1 counters are a nice little cherry on top. But Setessan Champion, I think, will be $10 before too long. And you can see it's starting to little swoop, little hair swoop on MTG price or MTG. It's starting a little hair swoop on MTG stocks graphs right there. It's
well, and this is a second because this is spiked once before last summer, so like a year and a half ago. So yeah, I think you're right that this one it'll go pretty quick this time around. All right, as a reminder, all of our picks of the week are brought to you by MTG Stocks, the best resource for Magic Finance on the internet. Jason in Hawaii this week, but he writes there, I'm obligated to say. So go check out MTG Stocks. We went to them early on as the best resource in the game, and they continue to be that. The premium side of the website allows you to upgrade your tools, have ever more powerful options at your disposal to keep up with the game. All right, before we get out of here, I have one other story I want to share from the I thought it was pretty cool. As we sat down, I found out I knew this time around that they give you 2 promos, but you're only allowed to play one of them. If you remember this from Phyrexia, or I guess it would have been March of the Machine, there was a whole bunch of confusion as people found out you were not allowed to play both promos. One of them is a Commander promo. So, okay, I felt good. I got through that this time around. Then I'm sitting down playing, and they start coming around handing out promos, and I'm like, sweet, this is awesome. This is cool. I'm playing in a pre-release. This is my first pre-release in a while. I'm getting to do all, and they're giving out promos, and I got like a Terracodon, not worth anything. My buddy comes over to me, and he's like, dude, look at this. Look at what I got as my promo. Hands me a Japanese 30th anniversary Tarmogoyf, foiled Tarmogoyf that the store I guess, has been given some number of and is giving out as promos. And we couldn't scan it. We couldn't find a price on it very easily, much at all. Like, what's the deal? Do you all know anything about these?
Yeah, these are the promos being given out for the 30th anniversary. It's like the 2007 promo. Throughout the entire year, they're giving out promos to represent the various years of Magic's 30 years. And
yeah, they did one promo per year of Magic. Yeah. It started with...
There was the Sarah Angel?
Sarah Angel was the first one.
This is different than the calendar they gave out at Christmas?
Yes.
These
are promos for different pre-releases and stuff. I have an Eternal Witness from this, I think.
Eternal Witness was 2004, yeah.
3 or 4.
This was, Corbin, remember when the 30th anniversary product was announced?
Yeah.
And then Magic players said, why isn't Wizards doing anything for all the players? $1,000, what if I have 0 of the dollars? How can I celebrate the 30th anniversary of Magic? And then this entire announcement was right before that, and it just bleached the entire brain of all Magic players and just filled it with red Kool-Aid of rage.
Well, it sure did, because I didn't know about this. I was like, this is the coolest promo I've ever seen. They look awesome.
They have the Future Sight border.
Yeah.
And the Modern Masters art. Of note, they are actually pretty rare. Most people I know who own game stores, so they got like 1 or 2 for their store. My store hosted, we sat, I think, like 350 people over the weekend, and we got 7 Tarmogoyfs for that.
Oh, okay.
So,
good for my buddy then.
Yeah.
That seems like a nice promo. And you're right, DJ. I had completely had forgotten / never even heard in all the tumult of everything back then that this was part of it.
Well, they've been
how long does this go for?
They've been giving them out all year. So they started the year with Sarah Angel, and then they went with Ball Lightning, etc., Eternal Witness, and so now they're up to 2007. I believe all of the promos are public knowledge except for one that is from a set that we don't know about yet, or it could be Eldraine or Ixalan or something like that.
Probably.
So how long is this celebration going to go? Because if it's one per month, it's going to take a minute.
This is the 30th anniversary celebration.
Yeah. There was 3 for this set. There was 3 for Lord of the Rings. It was the Acidic Slime, Terrastodon, and Tarmogoyf.
I see. Okay, understood. Huh. Okay, well, there you go. I guess that's a cool program. I didn't know anything about it, but that felt a little better than the promo in your pre-release pack you can't play. Even if I don't particularly need a Terrastodon or whatever.
I'm glad it was a Acidic Slime because I got to say, yeah, I'm a slime baller. When I was playing my Magic, I walked up with the promos. I was like,
5 years ago, Acidic Slime and Terrastodon would have been great Commander promos.
We have reached, we've gone full circle back to the ooze, the primordial ooze from the start of the podcast. We were talking about Jason's ooze. Acidic Slime is an ooze.
Acidic Slime's not a gentle ooze, though. That is an aggressive ooze.
That is I birthing potted into it in Standard and Restoration Angel that made some people sad ooze.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good. And this was a good episode, I have to say. Everybody, thank you for tuning in to Brainstorm Brewery. Thank you, DJ and Cass, as always, for joining me. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you to all of our patrons who go to patreon.com/BSB and support us, make all of this possible, make it possible for us to support our editors, our artists, and everyone associated with bringing this podcast to you. So we appreciate everyone at home listening. Jason, enjoy Hawaii. Everyone else, we'll see you next week.
Bye.